You stay right there.
This case comes from Angelo, the creator behind the YouTube channel Exploring with Angelo, known for venturing into isolated locations using intent-based exploration, often guided by the Randonautica app. His content centers around uncovering patterns, anomalies, and encounters that feel less like coincidence and more like something deliberate. On August 5th, 2023, Angelo returned to what he refers to as the possible murderer's forest. From the moment he stepped into the forest that night, the atmosphere felt wrong, subtle at first, movement in the distance, faint sounds of footsteps, but enough to confirm that he wasn't alone. What made it worse wasn't just the presence of another person, but the behavior.
Now that's quite the drop. What the hell? Dude, there's someone there. What the? What the? Ow, ow. What the hell? Hello? Who the hell was this person? Okay. What the f? Wait, let's see where they go. Okay, I gotta keep my distance though. Oh. What is this dude doing? Hang on. Hello? What the f? The f? Okay. Okay, that's... What the... What is this guy doing? Do you need some help? Okay. You know what? Okay, I'm really confused. You know what? Let's just back away. Back away.
As Angelo attempted to follow from a safe distance, the figure's actions became increasingly erratic, at times visible, then suddenly gone, moving without sound, ignoring direct calls. The forest itself seemed to interfere, branches, uneven ground, sudden drops, slowing Angelo down just enough for the figure to disappear again. But it wasn't just the movement that stood out, rather the objects that began appearing along the path once Angelo decided to keep the distance.
What in the hell? Okay, what is this? They are all here. What is this 17 supposed to be? Okay, is this dude like... Okay. You stay right there. Okay. This is really weird. What the hell is this? Kill them? Okay. They are all victims in place. This, I see them all day long. My head, it hurts. 17. What the hell, man? Okay. I think I have an idea. kooky little puppy. Okay. Let's see the squiggles. Okay.
Near a small makeshift structure deep within the forest, Angelo discovered something that shifted the tone entirely. Alongside scattered items that didn't belong, personal objects, symbols, fragments that felt less like litter and more like intent. It wasn't random, it felt constructed, and whatever or whoever had been there wanted it to be seen.
Oh crap. This dude's got an axe. The thing is, I have my knife. What the f?
Hidden in complete darkness beside the makeshift structure, Angelo switched to his night vision camera and watched as the figure slowly circled back through the trees. The movements were cautious and calculated, but seconds later, the figure suddenly changed direction and began moving straight toward Angelo's position. The distance between them closed rapidly, forcing Angelo to back away while trying not to make noise. But instead of ending there, the situation only escalated further as the figure continued advancing through the trees with an unsettling sense of purpose.
Oh, it's coming. Oh, oh, sh- What the f was that? Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Okay.
Realizing the encounter had become too dangerous, Angelo finally retreated into the darkness and made his way out of the forest. Whatever had been following him remained hidden within the trees, but the feeling of being watched never fully disappeared. Yet despite everything that happened that night, Angelo returned again the following day in broad daylight, hoping the forest would finally make sense once the darkness was gone. Instead, what he discovered was even more unsettling.
What the hell? Can I help you? What the What the Are you kidding me right now? Okay, I'm gonna like check Google Maps. I'm gonna see if there's maybe like an alternate exit or something. What the hell is wrong with this guy? Yeah, f this. I'm going back this way. I'm gonna wait this out for a second if I have to. Okay, I think he might be gone. Okay. Okay. Holy crap, man. That was really weird. So I waited probably about a good 10 minutes and then I started walking and I thought I was recording, but then I realized that the camera was not actually recording. Okay, I don't know. Was that just like the neighbor or something?
This time in broad daylight, removing any doubt that darkness had played tricks on perception. The figure stood silently along the trail, completely concealed beneath heavy layers of clothing, its face hidden from view. There was no attempt to speak or any direct threat, yet that silence made the situation even more unsettling. Every movement appeared controlled and deliberate, as though the figure was following a ritual or pattern known only to them. Realizing there was no safe way to continue deeper into the forest, Angelo decided to leave. But even as he retreated, the figure never fully disappeared. It remained somewhere within the trees, watching from a distance, never chasing him, yet never truly leaving either. What happened in that forest raises far more questions than answers. The repeated encounters, the carefully staged objects, and the figure's behavior all carried the same disturbing sense of intention. Nothing about it felt accidental, and perhaps the most unsettling part is not what Angelo captured on camera, but the possibility that whoever or whatever was out there had been waiting for someone to find it all along. Was this an individual operating within the forest, constructing an environment designed to provoke fear and confusion, or something more structured, something ritualistic, hidden in plain sight? Because nothing about the encounter felt random, not even the placement, timing, or the behavior. And maybe the most unsettling part isn't what Angelo saw. It's the possibility that everything he experienced was meant to happen exactly the way it did. This case comes from the YouTube channel KS Blog, a channel centered around solo campervan travel, remote overnight stays, and quiet explorations through isolated areas of the United Kingdom. Much of their content focuses on peaceful landscapes and personal escapes into nature, but on November 14th, 2022, what began as a simple overnight trip through the Shropshire Hills slowly transformed into something far more unsettling once darkness settled over the valley.
So I'm basically now camping here, and that's what I'm going to do is just have a wander around here because it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon because I've come out late today, and we'll just have a quick wander around, then get back in the car and head up. And where I want to be is basically up there, where it's actually saying it's basically just around about a mile. Hope you stay with me. Like I said the last time we came here, we visited the waterfall, which was up that way, but for some reason, and I don't know why, we ended that way to there's a little reservoir-y bit, I think, and then we ended up actually going all the way over that hill there, back down to get to the place there we wanted. I mean, it was very hard work, but I mean, this was a few years ago now, and So that's that. I'm just literally just walking just up here a little bit, and that because like I say, I don't want to stop too long here because I want to get to the other bit and get some food in me, really. Right, well, I was going to cook something because I've got loads of food down there. I bought some tuna and pasta and bits and pieces, but because it's a little bit later and where I am, because there's not that much around because it is flat, but not flat if you know what I mean. There's a little walk up there. I've got about an hour or so to sunset. There's so much cloud in the sky, but there's lovely colours. So I thought, well, I did myself some cob, so I'm just having that. I mean, yes, in this you can still cook. I mean, in the small van and everything else. But yeah, I just can't be bothered.
After arriving near Cardingmill Valley later in the afternoon, the creator spent the evening documenting the surrounding hills and isolated countryside before eventually parking higher up along a remote ridge for the night. The location appeared calm, open land stretching into the distance, surrounded by grazing sheep and scattered campervans parked far apart from one another. But as the light faded and the hills disappeared into darkness, the isolation of the area became far more noticeable.
Right, well, now back into the camper. And like I said, it's a lot easier to set the bed out when, before it's dark and everything, because I go out, so it's not nice trying to fiddle around after you got back from a walk. But yeah, basically got back about 20 minutes ago, just been relaxing a little bit. So now just relaxing. And that, yes, I mean, as you can see, I don't think we've done this really before properly, but I mean, as you can see, yeah, it is a small camper, but I am over this side, and you can get to in here. Like I say, the missus is in here sometimes, but not this time. But yeah, so now it is just enjoying an evening. I've got the tablet as my TV there, and that's just watching that, and be up in the morning for sunrise. Not too sure which way I'm going to go, probably down the other way in the morning. So, well, I hope you've enjoyed this video anyway, and that a bit more insight into the van this time. And again, hope you've enjoyed the pictures. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please think about doing it. Yeah, it just does egg me on for doing more of these videos and everything else, and that. So yeah, this may be one video depending on how much footage I've got. If not, it's going to be 2 videos. So if not, I'll see you next week. It was really weird, something woke me up, and it was pushing against the side of the car, and like knocking into it. It happened for a few minutes, so it woke me up, and it was really weird. I thought, you always think as a car camping, camper van, whatever, it's kids, because there's 2 other camper vans. There's 4x4, big one next to me, and a Sprinter, I think, near the other side. But basically, you can hear now. I don't know if you can hear this. But yeah, the car with the keys has been shaken. Now, I think basically it is, there's sheep here as well as there's horses. So I don't know, but yeah, something weird.
At approximately 2 o'clock in the morning, he was suddenly jolted awake by a heavy force pressing against the side of the van. It was not a light tap, but sustained pressure strong enough to physically move the vehicle. Half asleep and disoriented, he initially struggled to understand what was happening. The impact continued for several moments before stopping abruptly, leaving only the sound of movement somewhere outside in the darkness. Choosing not to investigate further, he eventually attempted to settle back down and return to sleep, but not long after the silence returned.
Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning now. It happened another 2 times after I last spoke. But yeah, I think it's either the sheep, because there was a lot of weight behind it, or horses, because I can hear the horses in the back in the distance, not as much as the sheep though. So yeah, it's probably just sheep and that. But like I say, I'm not getting out there. One, I haven't got an exterior light, other than when I turn on outside, and that's but that's it. Unusual night, because that's never really happened to me before, where it's made me jump. You've had kids.
Roughly an hour later, the noises returned. Another heavy force pressed against the side of the camper van, strong enough to wake him once again. This time, the movement outside felt closer and more persistent. Whether it was livestock roaming the common land or something else entirely, he refused to step outside to find out. Instead, he remained inside the van, listening as the unseen presence moved somewhere just beyond the reach of the windows. What makes the encounter unsettling is not simply the possibility that animals may have approached the van during the night. It's how vulnerable the situation became once visibility was gone. Alone in a remote location, surrounded by darkness, even ordinary sounds began to feel unfamiliar. Every impact against the van carried uncertainty because there was no way to verify what caused it, and perhaps that is what lingers most about nights like this. In isolated places where the landscape disappears after dark and instinct takes over, the mind begins filling the gaps left behind by the unknown. Because sometimes the fear doesn't come from what you can see outside, but from realizing how little you actually can. Franco TV is a YouTube channel run by Frank, known for documenting abandoned locations, paranormal legends, and isolated environments tied to unexplained deaths and local folklore. His investigations often place him alone inside remote locations after dark, areas where history, rumor, and human presence become difficult to separate. On February 28, 2026, Frank traveled deep into a mountainous abandoned town in South America that had reportedly been evacuated years earlier, following multiple deaths and unexplained incidents tied to the area. By the time night fully settled over the mountains, the town had disappeared into complete darkness, leaving him completely isolated inside a location with no visible activity, no working infrastructure, and no certainty that he was actually alone.
Everything around me is complete pitch black. Look at this. There is nothing going on around me, and I am kind of nervous, kind of scared. I mean, right now I can't see anything because I have this light right in my face, but I'm in a town where it's been evacuated. There has been bodies of 2 individuals here. I think on the Travel Channel I actually showed you the locations of where their memorials are at. But yeah, right now apparently there's more people that passed away too, not just the bodies that were here, but something else happened where there was like a big memorial of a whole bunch of other people. So I don't really know too much about that one, but as of right now it's just me and you, and I'm ready to explore this place as fast as I can, because low-key I want to get the hell out of here. I am in the middle of pure darkness right now. It's not even fun. Yeah, this is absolutely terrifying. It always starts off quiet. It literally just got dark too, so it wasn't this dark for like a while. The sun recently just went down like about, let's see, like about 40 minutes ago, I think. I was just waiting for it to hit complete darkness so that way I could show you guys this place. Look at that. I gotta be careful nothing falls on top of me. Jesus, it's so freaking creepy. I'm just looking outside and look how dark it looks.
As Franco entered the abandoned settlement, the atmosphere immediately shifted. The structures surrounding him were deteriorated, partially collapsed and swallowed by darkness. Inside the empty home, signs of fire damage, abandoned furniture, and unstable floors suggested the town had been left untouched for years. But despite the silence, subtle disturbances began almost immediately. What made the situation more unsettling was how quickly the environment seemed to react once he began attempting communication inside the homes.
Okay, this way. Alright, let's go outside. I think that was an animal. That must have been an animal. Maybe a coyote. That's assuming you guys heard it. See if I get a whistle back. I got a whistle back. I just got a whistle back.
The investigation escalated after Franco heard what sounded like a whistle echoing back from somewhere deep within the darkness surrounding the town. Moments later, additional sounds followed: screams, distant movement, and noises coming from structures positioned far beyond the reach of his flashlight. Unable to see clearly in the terrain around him, he switched between infrared night vision and thermal imaging in an attempt to identify whether someone else was moving through the abandoned neighborhood. Yet despite repeatedly hearing activity around him, the cameras revealed almost nothing visible in return.
There it is again. I'm gonna turn on my IR. What the fuck is that? I'm not picking up anything, but I'm hearing stuff. That was loud. At this rate, I am not turning on any light. Just because I want to be on, like, I don't want anybody seeing me if there's somebody here. If. What the fuck was that? That was a voice. That was a voice. I'm gonna turn off my IR. Hold on. That came from behind me. I was hearing noises from in front of me and I just heard a voice of a person. There is some lights that I see happening from behind me, but those lights are from, like, very far away. They're not here. I did just hear what sounded like someone screaming, but that was very close to where my position is.
As he continued deeper into the town, the sounds became more aggressive and far more difficult to explain away. Franco repeatedly heard footsteps, voices, and movement circling nearby buildings, while lights briefly appeared between the trees and along the hillside overlooking the town. At one point, he became convinced multiple individuals were moving through the area around him, close enough to hear but never clearly revealing themselves. The isolation of the environment made the uncertainty worse. Whether the noises were connected to trespassers, locals, or something else entirely, there was no reliable way for him to determine who or what was following his movement through the darkness.
Okay. What the fuck is that? I got two people standing behind me in the darkness. I don't know what they are, what they're doing. They're just in the dark. I think they're looking right at me. They're way up there in the dark. You see them better with my light off. What the fuck is that? Alright, hold on. And I thought maybe they would have made their way here or something, but I could have been wrong. Maybe they went back after they seen me. Listen.
The situation intensified further when Franco suddenly spotted what appeared to be two figures silently standing behind him in the dark. Seconds later, additional voices emerged from another direction near one of the abandoned mansions deeper within the town. Every sound, from distant footsteps to voices echoing near the mansions, forced him to constantly reassess whether he was dealing with paranormal activity or individuals intentionally avoiding detection. In an isolated mountain town with no lighting, no nearby help, and no clear understanding of who else was present, every movement in the darkness carried the possibility of escalation.
I think, coast is clear. I'm gonna make my way up towards the mansion. Let's go. Right now I'm making my way towards the staircase to the biggest mansion here. It looks like these people left or went somewhere else. I don't know. I think they were probably looking for me, but they might have not been. I don't even know. But look at this. This is the stairway to the mansion. I believe one of the bodies are found here. This is where they came down from. I knew I was hearing voices up here too. The fuck was that? Hold on, I'm gonna come in from this side. There's somebody laughing. It's a pentacle. I swear I heard somebody laughing. Hola? Hello?
Inside a massive deteriorating structure, the atmosphere became even more unsettling. The upper floors contained occult symbols, pentagrams, and upside-down crosses painted throughout the walls, while unexplained laughter and echoing noises appeared to move between rooms hidden deeper within the structure. At several moments, the sound seemed close enough to suggest someone else was inside the mansion with him, yet no one was ever clearly identified.
I don't know if you guys can see anything. I don't trust going to the other room. Alright. I'm gonna make my way downstairs. I'm gonna get out of here. It's starting to get late. And I recorded so much, my memory's probably already full. I have like about 3 or 4 hours of footage. Hold on. Trying to see if I can still hear it. Sounds like I can hear music. What the fuck is that? There's music coming down there. I don't know from what though. Well, that's the haunted mansion. I don't know where I'm hearing music down there, but I'm about to check out, see what the hell that is. And the reason why I have to check it out is because that's the way back to the car.
As the investigation came to an end, distant music began echoing somewhere within the darkness below the mountain, forcing Franco to navigate back through the abandoned town while still unsure whether the voices, footsteps, and figures he encountered were paranormal, human, or a combination of both. By the time he finally returned to his vehicle, the location remained unresolved. No explanation was ever confirmed for the whistles in the darkness, the people moving through the town, the lights descending from the mountain, or the laughter echoing through the mansion itself. What began as a solo nighttime exploration of an abandoned settlement became something far more unpredictable, an experience shaped by isolation, unseen movement, and the growing realization that someone else may have been moving through the town the entire time without ever fully revealing themselves. Were the figures simply other people navigating the abandoned mountain in secret, aware that Franco was there long before he saw them? Or was the environment itself amplifying fear and uncertainty inside a location already tied to death, a rumor, and local superstition? But by the end of the night, one thing became impossible to ignore. Franco was never truly alone out there. Meet Alex, the creator behind the YouTube channel, Alex Rudd Fishing, known for documenting competitive kayak fishing, river expeditions, and unpredictable situations unfolding in remote outdoor environments. While most of his content focuses on tournament fishing and wilderness exploration, many of his videos capture moments where ordinary outings shift unexpectedly into dangerous real-world encounters. On November 16th, 2021, Alex entered the opening kayak tournament of the season with one goal in mind, beginning his pursuit of Angler of the Year. But as the day unfolded across the cold Tennessee waterways, the competition slowly became overshadowed by something far more serious, waiting near the final boat ramp.
2 foot down. It's chilly, but don't mean the fish aren't gonna bite. I've also already broke a rod this morning. Really don't know how I did that, but broke one, so that's the way the morning's starting. But doesn't mean we're not gonna catch them. Dude, be sitting up in there. We're making a move. It is, what time is it? Like 9? Yeah, it's like 9, right? Yeah, so it's 9:15. We've fished here for about 2.5 hours and got one bite apiece. And so it's just not working. And we're also getting our butts handed to us by dudes who are up in the river fishing smallmouths. So we're gonna make a move. We're gonna go get some current and we're gonna see if we can catch some big smallmouth with them. Now, I'm not doing a river float or anything like that because we're too down deep into the day already for that to happen. But what I am going to do is I'm going to fish sections of the river that I know are good, places where you can, find some eddies and some holes and stuff like that.
After several hours on the water, the conditions became increasingly difficult. The cold front had dramatically changed the behavior of the fish, forcing competitors to abandon early plans and move deeper into the river system, searching for stronger current and isolated feeding zones. Alex and the others transitioned into a river float, drifting through remote stretches where visibility narrowed and communication became limited. While the fishing itself remained inconsistent, the isolation of the environment began creating a growing sense of uncertainty as the day moved closer toward evening.
Oh my God. Oh, holy shit. I just got hung right there and a freaking 3-pounder literally ate it off the limb as soon as I popped it loose. Wow. Man, that sucks. That was freaking crazy cool, but that sucks. Wow. Well guys, just got done fishing back through where I got that bite and lost that one. That was crazy. For you guys that didn't understand what I was saying in the moment there, because I was kind of having a moment. Essentially what happened was my crankbait got hung up on a limb. I went in there to pop it loose, and when I popped it loose, a 3-pounder, there we go. Oh, this is a up mess right here. Stay pinned, buddy. He's in. Woo! Anyway, what was I saying? I don't even know. We got a fish in the boat. Whew. There's one. Current fishing can suck. There we go. Let's do this. Let's grab this. We're gonna put that right back here. My kayak is completely up under wherever the frick this thing is. But I don't want to go anywhere because I caught that fish right there. Well, there you go, guys. There's number one. An absolute freaking chunk of a largemouth. Beautiful fish. Thank you, bud. Thank you for participating, man. Alright, I was saying something about fishing. Something about something. I don't know. Probably making some excuses to why I wasn't catching fish or something. But yeah, little largemouth sitting right here on this point. Right where this current's pushing in here. You don't have to work hard for anything. You just kind of chill, sits up there. There's number one. I don't even know how long that fish was. 15 and a quarter, something like that. I just need two more. Just need two more. We're running out of time though. We ain't got much time. I mean, we ain't too far from Holston River Park, but we ain't got much time. We're gonna have to start really moving and grooving here in just a minute. But yeah, dude, I fished back through that area where I got that smallmouth bite, didn't get another bite, and then came back to this point that I just fished and pulled up here and made 3 casts in a row. And on the 3rd cast, he just loaded up on it. Barely, I mean, dude, just barely ate it. Like, he didn't throb it. It was just like, there he is. You know what I mean? And now I've caught another 8-inch largemouth. I caught an 8-incher. And then actually it was a 7.5, and then I caught a bluegill. No, I picked up the Ned rig just to slow down right here a little bit and just pick this apart, make sure there's not another one sitting here. Like this one. That was a better one. Here's a better one. Yep, that one's not a measure. That no measure. That no measure. Come here, buddy. Smallmouth. They're loaded up right here, dude. Ain't many. Alright, yeah, I'll holler at you. Guys, here's number 2. Let's get him on the board. Old small jaw. Come here, you, and stop it. He ain't big, but he helps. I think anything helps on a day. Huh? I think anything helps on a day like today. Oh, he's long. He's long. Hi. 14-incher. 14-incher. Yep, same spot, dude. All right, hold on just one second. What's surprising is as long as I've sat here and casted, that little fish was still sitting there.
As the float continued downstream, brief moments of success broke through the frustration. Fish began appearing sporadically along current seams and submerged structure, but the action never stabilized. Every productive area seemed temporary, one cast producing activity before everything fell silent again. The river remained unpredictable, forcing constant movement through increasingly isolated sections of water. By late afternoon, exhaustion and pressure had fully set in, with tournament standings still uncertain and daylight slowly disappearing.
I always got a gun on me. I ain't gonna shoot you. I ain't gonna shoot you. You don't give me any reason to, I ain't gonna do it. That's what I've heard. This other parking lot. So let's do it. Come on. Ugh. I'm gonna call 911. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to report a guy. I'm at Holston River Park. He seems to be high, and he's threatening to kill himself and threatening to kill others, and walking around down here on the boat ramp making a bunch of crazy noises and stuff, and waiting on my wife to show up so that we can go get my car, because I did a river float, and already had to tell him to back away several times, and he's saying he wants to kill himself and stuff.
The situation changed completely near the tournament takeout point. What initially appeared to be an ordinary interaction at the boat ramp quickly escalated into something far more alarming. A man behaving erratically approached the area barefoot and partially soaked, speaking incoherently while making increasingly disturbing statements. According to Alex, the individual repeatedly referenced harming himself and others while wandering near the water's edge and approaching nearby vehicles. Realizing the situation was becoming unstable, Alex and the others distanced themselves and contacted emergency services as the man continued pacing around the ramp and entering the freezing river water.
Well, we got the kayaks loaded up. I got Jacob loaded up. Bethany's in the truck with me. We're taking her back to her car. But by the time we got back, the fire department had showed up. The rescue team with the boat had showed up. Divers had showed up. They had the helicopter out looking for the guy. Jacob said that he ran into the water when the cops showed up and went face down, and that when he went face down, the cops were attempting to get him out and they couldn't get to him because the water got too deep and all that stuff. So I don't know what happened to him. I mean, I can only assume, you know, maybe he's dead, which just is freaking terrible. Not definitely the way that I wanted to end the day, with somebody dying, but hopefully he's not. I mean, hopefully they got to him. Hopefully they can find him. Hopefully they can get him some help that he needs or whatever. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on it. I don't know. I mean, we're obviously going to have to wait and see what happens. I wasn't going to get in the cops' way. I wasn't going to get in the firefighters' way and ask them any questions or do anything like that. I was just going to let them do their jobs. But yeah, that is one hell of a way to end the day, to say the least. And
by the time authorities arrived, the encounter had escalated into a full emergency response. Witnesses reported the man entering deeper sections of the river as officers attempted to reach him. Rescue crews, divers, emergency boats, and even aerial search units eventually converged on the location as the current carried him farther downstream. What had begun as a routine fishing tournament transformed into an active rescue situation, unfolding directly beside the competitors preparing to leave the river. Even after the kayaks were loaded and the tournament ended, the uncertainty surrounding the incident remained unresolved. Alex later described the encounter not as a dramatic confrontation, but as a deeply unsettling reminder of how quickly ordinary situations can spiral into crisis without warning. The fishing, the competition, and the standings all became secondary once the focus shifted toward whether the man in the water would survive. What began as the first tournament of a new season ended with flashing emergency lights reflecting across the river and unanswered questions lingering long after the sun disappeared. Was the man simply another victim of addiction and desperation, caught in the wrong place at the wrong time? Or had those final moments at the boat ramp revealed something much darker unfolding beneath the surface long before anyone arrived? Sometimes the most unsettling encounters are not paranormal at all, but painfully real. Wayne is the creator behind the YouTube channel Wayne the Bearded Explorer, known for documenting randonautica investigations, abandoned locations, and increasingly strange encounters tied to recurring objects and anonymous figures. Much of the channel centers around following unexplained trails, situations where coincidence begins to feel intentional. On December 19th, 2024, Wayne and his friend Demo entered a wooded area late at night after generating a randonautica point tied to the intent, something lost. What they encountered inside the forest quickly became far more unsettling than either of them expected.
I mean, it's currently -2 in the...
It is -2. We are freezing. I didn't bring my big coat. I've got little gloves on, so...
I just realised my gloves are like Hessian, so they've got holes in them, so that's great.
Oh, nice. That's handy.
So they're not doing jack. Right. So, yeah, it's left. Ganders, yeah, down that way, isn't it?
Hang on. Fuck.
What's that?
There's something painted on the tree. I didn't even see that. There's a fucking arrow on the tree.
Coming round.
What's that?
Turn your big light off.
It's fucking glow in the dark paint. There is glow in the dark paint on the tree. What the fuck? Oh, sorry.
Can't see the lights.
It's dark. What the fuck? So we are going this way then?
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
That's weird.
That's weird.
Not long after entering the woods, they discovered something deeply unusual. Glow in the dark arrows painted directly onto the trees. The markings appeared fresh, almost as though they had been placed there moments earlier. With every few yards, more symbols appeared deeper within the forest, guiding them further away from the road and deeper into the darkness. What made the situation worse was the realization that the arrows seemed to align with the exact direction of their generated point.
I don't know.
Which way should we go?
There's a little path this way.
What's that there? Is that anything?
I don't think so.
Careful.
Shit.
Fuck's sake. Oh, let's turn. Oh yeah, look. That says
You. I don't know what that says. My camera's not picking any of this up.
so that says something. I can't see what that says.
Glow in the dark paint works with light, right? If that's what it is. I think that's an N. I don't know why I'm pointing my camera, I can't see. But I think that says run.
Run. Hang on, let me turn that off.
R.
Oh yeah, I can see that angle.
Right there,
yeah.
I think.
Oh, I can see that angle. That says run.
Okay, so that's
Fuck's
big
sake.
lights back on.
Yeah, big lights on. Focus. Right, so if we go this way then, like we said. Oh,
Wayne.
what?
That's the.
Is that
glow?
hang on, let me turn.
I think that's the lid for the.
Is that the lid for the paint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what worries me?
What? That's still wet. My light's gone off again.
That's recent.
That's still wet. Okay, alright. So we have come to these woods and there is painted arrows everywhere. And the paint lid
Is there?
is just here and the paint is still wet.
As they followed the markings, the messages became increasingly disturbing. One symbol appeared to spell out the word run, barely visible beneath the glow of their lights. The atmosphere shifted further when they discovered the paint lid discarded on the ground beside one of the marked trees and the paint still wet. In freezing temperatures, that detail changed everything. Whoever had created the trail of arrows could not have been far away. The realization forced them to reconsider the situation entirely, not as abandoned markings left behind long ago, but as something active and recent. Someone had been there shortly before they arrived, and possibly still was.
Look, my light's not turning back on
My
again.
camera's died.
Your camera's died? What the fuck is going on?
Off. On. It's got a full battery in it. It just turned itself off.
That's weird.
Hang on, my light's gone off.
There's a fucking torch up there. There's a fucking... Grab it. Go.
Fuck.
This way.
Oh, my camera's died again.
This way.
What way? Shit. Oh, I ran the wrong way. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, fuck. Hang on.
Fuck.
Where are we going?
There was someone... Fuck off!
My camera's not recording.
Oh, shit. Which way are we fucking going?
Oh, come on. I'm dying.
What the fuck?
Oh, come on. I can't run anymore.
Oh, shit. it.
I don't want to stop and it just appears.
No, it's fine. I can't see.
Oh, fuck. Fuck, he's there.
Fuck, what?
He's there.
Fuck.
Nope.
Fuck. Shit.
Oh, fuck, come on, mate. See. Oh fuck, where's the car?
Just get in the car. Just get in the car. I'm not.
As they examined the strange markings deeper within the woods, through the darkness ahead, a distant flashlight suddenly appeared between the trees. Replacing panic with curiosity, both men turned and ran blindly through the forest, struggling to navigate the uneven terrain while trying to keep distance from whoever or whatever was behind them. Even after putting distance between themselves and the woods, the fear never fully settled. What made the encounter more disturbing was how coordinated everything felt. The arrows, the symbols, the hidden object, even the timing of the encounter itself. Eventually, after leaving the area and driving away, they decided to inspect the ring box they had recovered from the forest.
Oh. You know, folks of Behind the Beard, main channel.
So,
Yeah.
okay, ring box.
Nothing on it, really.
Yeah, nothing untoward.
I really
Okay.
hope it's not working.
Is it? Okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck.
That's the same ring that we was meant to return. But we lost it.
Couldn't find it for a week, a month, maybe 2 months.
That's been longer than that, isn't it? Since actually proper filming it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I suppose. If you look at it like that, yeah. It's been a while. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Inside was something they immediately recognized, a ring connected to a previous encounter they believed had been lost months earlier. The markings on the object matched perfectly. According to Wayne and Demo, the ring had been tied to an earlier incident involving masked individuals demanding its return. But now, somehow, the object had been placed back into their possession, deliberately returned to them through the trail in the woods. That realization changed the entire meaning of the encounter. The arrows had not simply led them to a random object. Someone or multiple people appeared to know exactly who they were and what they were searching for. What happened that night raises questions far beyond a simple exploration gone wrong. The freshly painted symbols, the deliberate trail, the repeated references to the missing ring, and the unseen figure hidden somewhere within the woods all suggest a level of planning that feels impossible to dismiss as coincidence. Was someone controlling the encounter from the beginning, guiding them toward the object intentionally? Were the figures connected to the earlier threats they had received months before? Or had Wayne and Demo unknowingly stepped back into something they were never meant to escape in the first place? Perhaps the most unsettling part is not the chase through the woods, but the realization that whoever left those markings may have known they were coming long before they ever arrived.